name is Courtney James, and I'm joined here today by Bud MaLette, the president of 9 Mile Metals. Hi, Bud.
Oh, hi, Courtney. Nice to talk to you today.
Nice to talk to you too. I know yours is a face that we aren't always as familiar with in these interview series. So I'm really glad to have you on today to chat a little bit about the financing that went through earlier this week. And just to kind of give us a general overview about it and discuss what we're going to be using these funds for and why we decided to do it now. So perhaps you can just start by giving an overview of the news.
Yes, we announced flow-through funding of $500,000 and a non-flow-through funding of $100,000. Now, the flow-through has the advantage for investors of being 100% write-off against their income, plus a 30% tax credit after they file the tax and they see what they owe. They get to take the deduction of the 30%. Which is very attractive. And in this case, we've done it mostly to funds. And the one thing I'll say is these funds that do flow through, they have a term of when they actually fill up the fund and ready to disperse. So at this time of year, at the end of the month, they had the funds, so it was time to take the money. If you don't take the money now, then you're going to have to wait another 3 months until additional funds come available.
Okay.
So, and then on the hard dollars, or the non-flow through, there's always costs associated with the funding. For example, 8% commission on $500,000 is $40,000. And then there are always expenses associated with anything that little companies like us do.
For sure.
So we expect that this should close next week.
Okay.
And probably on Wednesday.
So that's the reason why you decided to do the placement at this time. And then you decide to do both the flow through and the non-flow through at the same time too, so that there can be a bank of hard dollars available as well as money that actually can get put into the ground. Is that correct?
Yes, it's really imperative. I think the investors will understand that the bonus is for a little company, the little mining exploration company like ours. We have 4 significant properties. We've done a great deal of work, and the more work we can do and the better results we come up with, that is what's going to give us a lift in the market, make the shareholders happier, because without the money, you can't get results.
Exactly. And so speaking of results too, how do you intend to use these funds?
Right now, we just finished a program on the wedge, and I just go back a little bit. One of the reasons we want to get the funding done next week is we do have, or will have, a number of results to come out on the drilling that we did at the wedge. So we finish this off, then we can start putting out results again.
Right.
And there's a lot to do on the wedge alone, for example. I mean, we have 264 drill holes with assays and drill logs that we received that were done by Cominco way back in the 60s. We can take that, digitize it, produce a model, enter the information we have from our drilling, and perhaps some additional geophysics that will then give us a footprint to show us what the expansion is, how big it is, and really give us a much better idea of where to go drill. So there's significant upside in that sort of a model.
So then we'll be able to use the funds that have been raised now in conjunction with the model to be able to further delve into some of the targets that are going to be established?
Yes, certainly on the wedge, but like I say, we have 4 other properties. I mean, one, California Lake, where we did come up with very good results in
Hmm.
shallow drilling. We have work we've done on 9 Mile Brook, and we still have the bulk sample. So to proceed with that, it is going to take some flow through dollars.
For sure.
The one thing I'll say is that our CEO, Patrick Cruikshank, and the QP, Gary Lohman, after we get the funding done, we'll be doing an update and look at the use of proceeds and a plan for the next couple, 3 months. And I will mention in New Brunswick, because I have worked on other companies and drilled elsewhere, it's very difficult to find anywhere in North America that would be cheaper in terms of price per meter.
Hmm.
Even in the summertime, you can probably drill. It's not definitive, but you have to get quotes. It's certainly around a little bit more than $100 a meter.
Hmm.
Anybody that knows mining will see that's very reasonable,
Yeah,
even when you
there's
add in assays and all the other ancillary costs.
so a
So
dollar there goes a really long way.
that's what we hope, because now that we have probably a little bit north of $1 million flow through,
Hmm.
and there's just a great deal of work that can be done.
Yeah. And the money now available to do it, which is quite exciting, I think, for the
Yeah.
progress going forward.
And a comment just for shareholders, they say, well, why do it now? Well, there's a reason, because it was available.
Hmm.
Um, and doing it, even though the stock is down, enables us to give the shareholders a lot of upside with the work that we can do. And so
Right.
it seemed quite logical to go ahead and take it. And
Right.
I have been at this for a few years, lots of them, 35 years. I've never regretted taking money ever.
Hmm.
So I think we can look forward to a good summer.
Okay, well,
Okay.
that's a great update. And for those who aren't as familiar with Bud, he has had a very long and impressive career in the mining and mineral exploration space. He was an advisor with Canaccord Genuity Group for over 35 years, and he's been integral in some pretty amazing accomplishments over the years. So I really appreciate getting this update from you. I hope our shareholders will as well, and I look forward to chatting to Patrick and Gary next week to see what the plan looks like moving forward.
Thank you, Courtney. Hopefully we talk to you again.
Okay, awesome. Have a good day,
Bye.
Bud. Bye.